Kung pagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talino, aahon tayo.
Aha! Yes, man! Sara all!
Sara all, kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all, abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all, Sara all.
People, ani anak karon. People, karon na ang panahon. People, Inday Sara pakay mulupad na ang agila. Sige, ipadayon na to ang suporta. Dagan ang nag-apan ni Mayor Inday Sara. Kinasing-kasing nga mong isagit. Duterte rami Inday Sara ang isinggit.
Sara all, kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all, abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all, Sara all, kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all, abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all. Don G, halika na't sumama. Tayo'y mag-aisa. Dito na tayo. Oh. Sara all, kaming lahat. Sara all, ito'y tapat. Luzon, Visayas, halika na. Kasi ang Mindanao ay nandito na. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Pangalan niya ating isigaw. Pag-ibig ang mangingibabaw.
Simula pa lang noon talagang Duterte na kami hanggang ngayon. Sara Duterte, Carlo, pangalan mo sinisigaw ng Pilipino. Sa iyong pagtakbo kami nakasuporta. Sara all ang lahat para masaya. Sara all.
Nandito na ang agila. Lilipad na. Magkaisa.
Sara all, kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all, abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all, kami din ng tanan. Gikan sa Davao, siya ang number one. Sara all, abanti tatanan. Ang kaayuan ni padayon niya tanan. Sara all.
May bagong pag-asa ng nadarama, may bagong sigla tayong nakikita pumapagaspas sa hangin. Dala-dala rin ng alon, lilipad tayo, lilipad tayo.
Ipagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talino, aahon tayo.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa'y kanyang dala.
Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa taglay niyang lakas, hindi tayo magtitibag.
Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo, tataas, lilipad tayo. pagbabago ay itutuloy niya. Lilipad na ang agila, pagbabago ay itutuloy niya.
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Tunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number one kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila, sa buong Pilipinas siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum sa mga kapatid nating Muslim, maayong buntag sa mga Bisaya, marhay na aga sa Indogabos sa mga Bicolano, mayap abak sa mga kababayan nating Kapampangan, naimbag abigat sa mga Ilocano, maayong aga sa mga Ilonggo, maupay nga aga mga kababayang Waray, masamto siya kabuwasan sa mga taga-Pangasinan, maradyaw na buntag sa mga Surigao nun, buenos dias sa mga Chabacano at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Sana po ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan, lalo na yung mga kababayan natin na nasa ibang bansa at malayo po sa kanilang mga pamilya. Online tayo, kaya global ang reach natin. Ngayong araw, patuloy nating pag-uusapan dito sa SA4U ang iba't ibang paksa. Una na dyan, ang itanong kay Inday Sara kung saan ilang katanungan ng ating mga kababayan ang ating sasagutin. Nandyan pa rin ang mga artists for Sara sa walang sawang sumusuporta sa atin. At mahalin natin ang Pilipinas segment kasama ang mga volunteers at parallel groups na nagsasagawa ng mga activities para makatulong sa mga kababayan natin. At ang magnegosyo taday, pera sa bulsa, pagkain sa lamesa. Ang success stories ng pagnenegosyo na nagbigay trabaho, pera at pagkain sa ating mga kababayan. Siyempre kasama din po natin ang Councilor ng 1st District ng Davao City, Tech Ocampo. Ngayong umaga, sa ating segment na itanong kay Inday Sara, pakinggan natin ang mga tanong ng ating kababayan tungkol sa iba't ibang issue dito sa ating bansa.
Ako si Ricardo Luadyor, isang driver at gusto ko pong itanong kay Inday Sara, sa mga magagandang proyekto ng Davao, ano ang gusto ninyong ma-implement na nationwide pag kayo na ang nanalong BP?
Maraming salamat, Sir Ricardo Luadyon. Ang una-una pong gusto kong i-share sa buong bansa kapag ako po ay nahalal na Vice Presidente ay ang entrepreneurship mindset po ng mga Pilipino. Meron pong project na magnegosyo taday ang Davao City kung saan tinuturuan namin ang mga kababaihan kung paano magnegosyo. Pwede natin palawakin ito para pumunta sa iba't ibang komunidad natin dito sa Pilipinas para magturo sa ating mga kababayan kung paano magnegosyo. Ang pagnenegosyo ay pwedeng maging main income o extra source of income ng ating mga kababayan para pangdagdag sa kanilang kita sa pagtatrabaho. Ito ay nakakatulong sa pera, sa bulsa at pagkain sa lamesa ng kanilang mga kabahayan.
Ako si Raymart Minondo, isang technical staff. Ang gusto ko pong itanong kay Inday Sara ay kung kayo ay mabibigyan ng cabinet position, anong department ang gusto nyo?
Maraming salamat sa tanong mo, Raymart Binondo. Ang Cabinet Secretary ay isang posisyon na base sa trust and confidence ng isang Pangulo sa isang tao. Kung si Bongbong Marcos ang manalong Pangulo at ako ang manalong pangalawang Pangulo, ayaw ko pangunahan ang kanyang desisyon. Kung basehan natin ang pangangampanya ko ngayon, ay merong 3 bagay na sinasabi ko kailangan tutukan ng ating gobyerno at sa paningin ko, dito din ako makakatulong sa ating bayan. Unang-una na ay ang trabaho at negosyo, pangalawa, dekalidad na edukasyon, at pangatlo, seguridad ng ating bansa. Maraming salamat po sa inyong mga katanungan at sana'y nabigyan ko kayo ng tamang sagot. At bago tayo mag-break, shoutout muna po sa mga support groups natin. Salamat po sa inyong tiwala at suporta. Sa Inday Sara Duterte ako o ISDA, Inday Sara, ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas o Isip Pilipinas, at Sara tayo. Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Sa simpleng pagpindot ng iyong cellphone, maaari lang may pahayag ang iyong pagsuporta sa Uniteam at ituloy ang pagbabago movement. Unang gawin ay pumunta sa www.ipm2022.ph. Upang maging opisyal na miyembro ng Uniteam at IPM, itap ang Register as a Supporter. Kompletuhin ang mga kinakailangang importanteng detalye ng supporter registration form, gaya ng iyong pangalan, middle name at apelyido, kasarian, edad, at ang iyong mobile number. Kung ikaw ay isang overseas Filipino worker, piliin ang yes at ilagay kung saang bansa ka nakatira. Kung ikaw naman ay nandito sa Pilipinas, ilagay ang rehiyon, probinsya, lungsod o munisipalidad at kung saang barangay ka nakatira. Kinakailangan rin ang iyong kompletong address. Paalala, huwag gumamit ng pagdadaglat o abbreviation. Sunod ay piliin ang kategorya na iyong kinabibilangan. Pumili rin ng sektor na iyong kinabibilangan. Siguraduhin tama ang iyong ibinigay na impormasyon bago pindutin ang Save button. Pagkatapos pindutin ang Save button, lalabas sa screen ang iyong official ID, nagpapatunay na ikaw ay isang official supporter ng Uniteam at ituloy ang pagbabago movement. Paalala, hindi na maaaring bumalik sa nakaraang page kung nariyan na ang iyong official ID. Agad na pindutin ang Save button bago ito mawala. Kung sakaling mayroong mga katanungan, maaaring message ang ituloy ang pagbabago Facebook page at agad namin itong sasagutin.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papag. Kasama tayo sa pag-ibig, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Balik po tayo sa SA4U. Shoutout muna po sa mga grupong sumusuporta sa atin. Sara All, Super Inday, at kay Inday Sara Lilipad ang Pilipinas. Siyempre, meron din po tayong mga guests na mga volunteer artists. Sila po ang artists for Sara. Pakinggan natin ang testimonya ng isa sa mga Davaoenyo, stand-up comedians at performers na si Edwana Diva at visual artist na si Cacho Ferrero. Tunghayan po natin ito.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang agila.
Hi, I'm a comedian from Davao City, also known as Edwana Diva, Mrs. Wangan Ivana Alawi. Yes. Kasi si Mayor po napakabait, then napaka-generous din. Then, kasi one time po, sabi kasi ni Chubbs, Mayor, birthday ni Edwana ngayon, Teacher's Day yun. Sabi niya, oh, ano gustong gift mo? Ano, sabi ni Mayor. Siya, pinapili niya ako sa raffle. Wala akong pinili. Sabi ko, Mayor, world peace. Nagtawanan lahat. Tinuro ko yung earrings mo, Mayor. Sabi niya, huwag to. Tapos pagkatapos, kinabukasan, binigyan niya ako ng sa loob na may nakalagay na ano, nilagyan niya ng earrings. Yun ang di ko makalimutan na binigay ni Mayor sa akin at experience ko pa, Mayor. Yung katangian na gusto ko kay Mayor talaga is yung matapang siya, then neutral siya sa lahat. Work is work talaga. Walang kaibigan-kaibigan, walang kumpare-kumpare, walang kumpare-kumpare. Yun po yung nakita ko. Pero napakabait niya. Sa likod po ng, after yung wala ng work, sa nakita ko kay Mayor is yung napaka-friendly niya. Yun din, isa sa mga gusto kong nakatangian niya. LGBT from Davao City and Mrs. Wang Idwana nagsasabing, laban tayo and good luck to your yeah.
Hi, I'm Cacho Ferrero. I'm an artist, composer, arranger, musician from Davao City. Si Mayor Sara, noong nag-uumpisa pa lang ako bilang isang musikero dito sa Davao, nakikita ko na siya sa mga events kung saan ako tumutugtog. Napapansin ko lang kasi siya na napaka-ordinaryong tao niya. Although yung naririnig natin sa news na matapang siya, na ganito, ganyan, hindi ko naman nakikita every time na dumadalo ako o tumutugtog ako sa isang event, kasama siya. Ay, yung katangian na gustong-gusto ko kay Mayor Sara, inday. Kahit matapang siya, mapapansin mo pa rin yung lambot ng puso niya. Tsaka talagang alam mong sa loob-loob niya, gusto niyang tumulong. Kaya kahit anong dumi ang gusto nilang ipalabas na imahe sa kanya, para sa akin, isa siyang ordinaryong tao. Nung sinabihan ako na sasali ako dito sa Portrait for Sara, at first medyo hesitant ako sumali kasi nga Inday Sara yan eh. At saka marami kaming mga artist na sasali. Ang una talagang inisip ko kung ano yung image na ipoportray ko. Napapansin ko kasi sa mga vlog niya o napapansin ko sa mga live niya. May mga live videos siya nakikita ko sa YouTube. Isa siyang kalog. Isa siyang jologs na babae at saka wala siyang pretensions. Sabi ko, ba't hindi ko na lang kaya i-project yung gentle side ni Inday Sara? Kasi nga, simple lang naman kasi siya na tao. At saka yun ang gusto kong i-portray. Yung masayahin, walang stress. Walang stress na Mayor Inday Sara. Mayor, ipagpatuloy lang natin yung ipinaglalaban natin. Kung ano man yan, nandito lang kami to support you as a Davaoenyo, as a Filipino. Alam naman namin sa loob mo, alam namin kung ano yung talagang gusto mong mangyari. And that is to serve not just the Davaoenyos, but the Filipino people. God bless you, Mayor.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artists for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. Maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pag-ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran. Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Panlalaki yan. Yun talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. Tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi para dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagipin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Sa kanyang dala, sa kanyang mga papan, kasama tayo sa pag-ibig. Sa kanyang puso ay titiwan tayo, at tatataasiwan tayo. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Welcome back po sa SA4U. Ako po si Teco Campo. Narito po tayo sa segment na ang inday ng buhay ko. Interview po ito hindi lamang sa mga pangkaraniwang mamamayan tungkol sa pagkakilala nila kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kundi maging sa mga nakasama ng alkalde dito sa Davao City. Tunghayan po natin ang kwento ng 3-term councilor ng 3rd District ng Davao City na si Attorney Antoinette Petit Principe. Panorin po natin.
Una kong na-meet si Mayor Inday Sara sa Manila. Estudyante pa siya noon ng law at pareho kaming merong kaibigan na tinulungan sa bar operations. Napakasimpleng tao, hindi ko akalain na siya pala si Inday Sara na anak ni Mayor Rodi Duterte. Hindi ko makalimutan yung pagsasama namin ni Mayor Inday sa mga barangay caravans namin sa 3 distrito ng Davao City. Napakasipag. Minsan, mas nauuna pa siyang dumating sa barangay. At pagdating namin doon, nandun na siya kaagad at nagbibigay ng serbisyo bilang mayor ng Davao City. Mayor Inday Sara is the epitome of quiet strength. Napakatahimik niya, pero nakikita mo na she has the command and she has authority na kapag nagsasalita siya, alam mong merong laman at merong punto ang kanyang mga sinasabi. Mayor Inday Sara Duterte listens. Nakikinig siya sa hinaing ng mga tao. Di ko makakalimutan yung taong 2019, nagkita kami sa barangay at nabanggit ko sa kanya na pangarap ko para sa Davao City na magkaroon ng one-stop shop center for special needs children. Ang Davao City, noong 2020, nakapasa po tayo ng ordinansa sa pag-create ng Davao City Special Needs Intervention Center for Children. Ang center na ito ay isang one-stop shop para magbigay ng special na atensyon sa mga batang may special needs, kagaya ng Down syndrome, autism, ADHD. At pet project ito ni Mayor Inday dahil napakalaking budget ang binigay niya para mapatayo ang center na ito. Nagagalak akong ipaalam sa inyo na nagsimula na po ang construction ng Davao City Special Needs Intervention Center for Children. This is the first in the entire island of Mindanao. Mayor Inday, mamimiss po namin kayo dito sa Davao City. Napakatagal na panahon na kayo po ang lider ng ating syudad at dahil po sa inyong pag-lead, lalong umunlad ang Davao City. Pero mas kailangan po kayo ng buong Pilipinas. Kaya we wish you well and good luck, Vice President Mayor Inday Sara Duterte.
Ang bilis po ng oras, pero bago tayo magpaalam, shoutout muna sa mga groups na patuloy ang suporta sa atin. Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance o Masada, Inday Cares, at iba't ibang BBM Sara Unity chapters sa buong mundo. Huwag tayong kampante, andyan pa rin ang COVID-19. Ang pag-iingat ninyo ay pag-iingat para sa pamilya ninyo. Ako si Sara Duterte, kasama si Councilor Tech Ocampo ng Davao City. At ito ang Sara All for You. Sukran, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. Kung paano kumalinga sa kapos at mahihirap. Puri ng taong aking hinahanap sa hinaharap. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo papabayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao Province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as the Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pagbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encourages entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pagbabago campaign is a 2-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pagbabago campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pagbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ata tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.